Today we will deal about the chloroplast, one of the most important cell organelle present in the eukaryotic type of the cell and especially present in the plant cell. So just say about the chloroplast, but before going to see the chloroplast, just see about the plastid. So the plastids is a membrane bound organelle found in the cells of plants, algae and other eukaryotic organisms. Plastids are involved in the synthesis of food and storage of the food in the form of either carbohydrate, lipid or protein. Chromatophores. Chroma means color and phore means to bear. So chromatophores are the color bearers or colored bodies. So these chromatophores, which are observed in the blue-green algae, fungi and bacteria, are lamellar, colored bodies found in the cells. Chromatophore possesses the pigments. That means these chromatophores possesses concentric rings, or they are present in the form of plates of colored substance which are called as a pigments. Typically, these plastids are classified into three types based on their structure and pigment as well as their functions. First one is a chromoplast, second one leucoplast, and third one is the chloroplast. Chromoplast, so these are colored, chroma means color and plast means living. So chromoplast are the colored plastids which are present in the cytoplasm of the plant cell, and these pigments are other than chlorophyll. So these contain different colored pigments other than chlorophyll and synthesize the food by the process of photosynthesis. Especially they contain the pigment carotenoid. That means they are present in the form of carotene and carotenoid, which are also called as the xanthophylls. These xanthophylls or carotenoids are yellow colored pigment, while carotenes are orange colored pigment. Next one type of the plastid is a leucoplast. Leuco means white. Okay, so these are colorless plastids which are rod shaped or maybe the spherical. The storage this stores the food material and occur in embryonic cells, sex cells, as well as they are present in the meristematic cells. And third one, more important part of the plastid, type of the plastid is a chloroplast. These are the green plastids which are present in the algal cells as well as in higher plants. So whatever photosynthetic process we observe in the green plants, it is due to the presence of this chloroplast. So just see, this is a typical cell and this one is a structure of the chloroplast. If you see the typical cell, cell wall is present, outermost one, then plasma membrane is present. After the cell wall, plasma membrane will be present. Within the plasma inside the plasma membrane, the entire content will be the cytoplasm. Within cytoplasm, different cell organelles are present. This one is a vacuole. These are the chloroplasts, especially present in the plant cells only. These are the Golgi apparatus. This is a nucleus. Surrounding to the nucleus, these are the endoplasmic reticulum, rough endoplasmic and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. These minute structures are the ribosomes. This one is the mitochondria, and this is again chloroplast. Within a structure of chloroplast, one can observe envelope or the membrane system. Then membrane encloses a space, and that space is called as a region of the stroma. and within a stroma such a type of structures are present which play important role in the light reaction of the photosynthesis, which is called as a region of a granum or a region of a granum. So in an envelope or a membrane, there are two types of the membrane. One is a outer membrane and another one is the inner membrane. As the name indicates, outer membrane will be present on the outer side, and this one membrane, so this is a outer membrane and this one is a inner membrane. Both the membranes are present. Inner membrane encloses a space, and that space is called as a region of a stroma, or also called as a matrix. And within a stroma or matrix, the region of a granum is present. This granum region is the site of a light reaction in the process of photosynthesis, and stroma is the site of dark reaction of photosynthesis. Just see one by one about the chloroplast. So these chloroplasts are green plastids. Okay, of course they are green colored, or they contains the green colored pigments, and that's why these are called these are considered as a green plastid, and contains large amount of green pigments, and these green pigments are called as a chlorophyll. Most common in a plant cells and perform the function of photosynthesis, and resultant product of photosynthesis is the food material. Then that food material is usually in the form of carbohydrate, but in a metabolic pool, this carbohydrate may be converted into the various types. It may convert into the lipid, or a simple carbohydrate may convert into the complex carbohydrate, or also converted into the amino acids, proteins. Okay, so the reserve food, the product of photosynthesis is usually carbohydrate, but this carbohydrate may convert into either lipid or protein also. These chloroplasts are evenly distributed into the cytoplasm of the plant cell, and these chloroplasts may be of different shape. It may be filamentous, it may be saucer shape, maybe the spherical, ovoid, disc-like, club shape, or lens shape, or maybe the ellipsoid. And these chloroplasts are colorless in the center where the matrix region or stroma region is present. Length of the chloroplast ranges from 4 to 6 micron, and thickness is about 1 to 3 micron. If you consider a plant, then these chloroplasts are usually placed in the mesophyll cells, or in case of stem, they are present in the cortical region where chlorophyllous cells are present, or chlorenchymatous type of the cells are present. So, but when we consider about the photosynthesis, then these chloroplasts are usually present in the mesophyll cells of the leaves. On dry weight basis, chloroplast of higher plant contains 40 to 50% of the protein, 5 to 10% of the chlorophyll A and B pigment, and 1 to 2% carotenoid pigment. Just see the ultrastructure of chloroplast. So typically, chloroplast consists 3 distinct parts. First one is the envelope, second one is the stroma, and third one is the granum. So just see about the envelope. The chloroplast is covered by 2 unit membrane. The first one is called as a outer membrane, and second one is called as a inner membrane. Okay, so chloroplast is covered by 2 unit membrane, outer membrane and inner membrane. Each unit membrane is a trilaminar and it is a lipoproteinous. That means outer membrane as well as inner membrane is a lipoproteinous in nature. On their outer side they contain protein. In the middle they will contain the lipid bilayer, and again it will contain the lipid layer. So outer protein, inner protein, and in the center lipid bilayer will be present. Both unit membranes are separated by means of a space, and this space is called as a periplastidial space. Okay, so this is a periplastidial space which is present in between outer and inner membrane and is about 25 to 75 angstrom in width. Outer membrane is a permeable, okay, while inner membrane is a selectively permeable. Outer membrane is a permeable and is permeable to the substances of low molecular weight, while inner membrane is a selectively permeable and it contains specific carrier proteins. That means these are the permeases, okay, which help in the transport of substances in and out of the cell against the concentration gradients. Then the inner membrane encloses a space, and this space is called as a region of a stroma. The space enclosed by the inner membrane which contains gel-like fluid, and this region is rich in proteinaceous components, or this is the region where dark reaction of photosynthesis, which is totally enzymatic, occurs in the region of the stroma region. Variety of substances are suspended in the stroma region, and these substances may include starch granules. Of course, starch is the resultant product of photosynthesis. Usually we consider that monosaccharides are synthesized by the process of photosynthesis, but these monosaccharides are usually converted into the starch granules. So starch is the product of photosynthesis. It also contains osmophilic globules as well as plastoglobuli. Osmophilic globules are the granules, these found after active period of photosynthesis, after the photosynthesis. Large osmophilic globules are called as a plastoglobuli. Usually they are present in the form of granules or globules or in the form of droplets. When chloroplast become inactive or aged, when it becomes mature, the number of plastoglobuli increases, and thus these acts as storage site of lipids outside the thylakoid. Okay, thylakoid are also present in the, so these are the thylakoids. Okay, this region is a thylakoid region, and we are looking about entire chloroplast. So these chloroplast acts as a storage site of lipid outside the thylakoid. Proteinaceous bodies which are found in the some algal member like Spirogyra in the matrix region, they are called as a pyrannoids. This matrix region is also rich in a DNA which is called as a ctDNA. This chloroplast DNA are the same as the DNA present in the mitochondria. Like the mitochondrial ribosomes, 70th type of ribosomes are also present in the chloroplast region. all biochemical factors, enzymes required for the DNA replication or protein synthesis, as well as RNA and various enzymes are present in the chloroplast region. So the chloroplast is capable of synthesizing proteins under the control of nuclear DNA, and therefore chloroplasts are considered as a semi-autonomous cell organelle like that of the mitochondria. Just see about the granum region or region of a grana. So this matrix of the chloroplast contains lamellar or membranous, granular, chlorophyll bearing bodies, and these chlorophyll bearing bodies are called as a grana. Grana is a plural word and granum is a singular word. Most of the chloroplast contains about 10 to 40 grana, and these grana contains 10 to 100 disc-like or sac-like superimposed membranous compartment, and these membranous compartment are called as a thylakoid. So this single one will be called as a thylakoid, or as this is the region of a granum, and these granums are arranged one above the other, therefore they are also called as a grana lamellae. So the grana lamellae are thylakoids, which are sac-like structures, are the same words. Okay, so thylakoids arranged parallelly one upon another, just like the coin pile of a coin. So this is a stack of a coin. Each thylakoid encloses a space, and that space is called as a locule, or this one called as a lumen, or also generally considered as a cavity. So this lumen, this is the region which is called as a lumen or locule. Number of thylakoid may be, as here we mentioned, 10 to 100, but it may be single, it may be two, or it may be many. Each thylakoid is separated from the stroma by means of two unit membrane. So these are the region of granum. Okay, and each thylakoid is separated from the region of granum by means of two unit membrane. So the thylakoid is a two unit membrane, two unit membranous, and both the membrane are unit membrane, Robertson's unit membrane. Grana region are interconnected by the network of membranous flat tubules, which are called as a intergrana lamellae. Okay, or this one, intergrana lamellae, or these lamellae as present in the stroma region, therefore they are also called as a stroma lamellae, or they are also called as a FRET. Chlorophyll molecules are often associated with the lipid layers of thylakoid and FRETs. Just see this one figure. This is a structure of thylakoid membrane or thylakoid lamella. So as here mentioned, that thylakoid is a two unit membranous. So this is the membrane, this is the protein layer, this one is again protein layer, and inside the protein layer this is a lipid bilayer, and these lipid layers lipid bilayers often associated to these lipid layers, the chlorophyll molecules are often associated. Just see about the quanta zone. These chlorophyll are generally chlorophyll molecules which are associated with the lipid layers are generally considered as a quanta zones, because quanta zones are the bodies which contains the pigment molecules. So just see the quanta zone. Outer membrane, inner membrane, this is the region of the stroma, these are the region of a granum. This simple granum will look just like this. These are the thylakoids, okay, and inside the thylakoid, this is a single thylakoid, a section of thylakoid. Inside the thylakoid, one will observe the quantasomes, and if you see a single quantasome, then it will appear like this. So the membrane of thylakoid are made up of many crystalline spherical particles, and these crystalline disc shaped spherical particles which are present inside the thylakoid are called as a quantasomes. These are 180 angstrom in length and 100 to 160 angstrom in thickness. Quantasomes are the smallest unit that are capable to carry out photochemical reaction. Quantasomes can be defined as the smallest group of collaborating pigment necessary to affect a photochemical act. So quantasomes are the smallest unit that are capable to carry out photochemical reaction, and photochemical reaction occurs in the light reaction of the photosynthesis. You can watch the video of photosynthesis which are placed on the same channel. Each quantasome contains about 230 chlorophyll molecules, 48 carotenoid molecule, and much more. Of course, in the center they contains the reaction center where the two pigment systems are present. Also contain protein and lipid molecules which are essential to harvest the light energy and to carry out photophosphorylation process. Photophosphorylation process you can watch again in the topic photosynthesis. Light reaction of photosynthesis takes place in the region of granum, while dark reaction of photosynthesis takes place in the region of stroma. In the process of light reaction, the energy rich ATP or NADPH2 are produced in a photophosphorylation reaction, and these assimilatory powers in the form of ATP and NADPH2 are used in the reduction of carbohydrate to in the reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate, which occurs in the dark reaction, and that takes place in the stroma region. In the light reaction, these assimilatory powers are generally produced in the photosynthesis. Along with the granum region, in the stroma region, chloroplast DNA are also present in the stroma region. These chloroplast DNA are also considered as ctDNA. These are circular and double-stranded, just like the mitochondrial DNA, freely suspended in the stroma region and capable of self-replication. Division of chloroplast into two chloroplasts. Of course, cytoplasmic inheritance is due to the presence of chloroplast DNA. Additionally, these chloroplast contains 70th type of the ribosome, polyribosomes. Polyribosomes are nothing but the group of ribosomes which are attached by means of messenger RNA, distinct tRNA. Various kinds of the enzymes necessary for the protein synthesis are present in the chloroplast, and thus chloroplast is a self machinery for the protein synthesis. Synthesis of protein in a chloroplast is partially controlled by the nuclear DNA. Chloroplast DNA itself is capable of coding 150 proteins that are necessary for the synthesis of lipid and carbohydrate during the process of photosynthesis. Since chloroplasts have their RNA, DNA, ribosomes, various enzymes for protein synthesis, De Devlin in 1975 stated this chloroplast as chloroplast is a cell within a cell. Okay, just see the functions of the chloroplast. This is the link where you will observe the photosynthesis. I will provide the link in a description box also. First one function is a photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process of manufacture of a food material with the help of carbon dioxide and water, with the help of carbon dioxide and water in a green plants. So the manufacture of food by the process of photosynthesis, and during the process of photosynthesis CO2 and H2O are converted into the organic substances. Here CO2 is reduced to CH2O, and when we multiply this CH2O by 6, it becomes C6H12O6. H2O, water molecule, is oxidizes. Actually photosynthesis is oxidation reduction process where water molecule is oxidized, that means H2 is removed and CO2 is reduced, H2 is added. So during photosynthesis CO2 and H2 are converted into the organic substances like sugars, polysaccharide, fats as well as amino acid in presence of light. Second one function played by the chloroplast is the protein synthesis. Since chloroplast contains DNA, RNA in the form of mRNA, rRNA, tRNA, various enzymes which activating the amino acid, 70th type of the ribosomes, chloroplasts play a very important role in the synthesis of structural proteins of a thylakoid membrane. It also contains, it also codes certain functional proteins, that means enzymes, which are necessary for the chlorophyll, carotenoid, lipid as well as starch synthesis. And last one function played by the chloroplast is the cytoplasmic inheritance, as chloroplast is capable of DNA replication. Therefore, during cell division, this chloroplast DNA carries and transfers some characters in the resulting cells of the next generation. You must watch the videos on photosynthesis to understand more about the chloroplast. In the next period, we will see about microbodies present in the plant cell. Till then, goodbye.